Hi, my name is Rhonda Payne, and I've been with the Temple of Restoration since 2016, and I almost found myself homeless. This is my story. June of 2024, I decided to sell my house because I knew I didn't want to stay in New York. And I didn't make a lot of money off of it, but it was something to carry me on. My son and I took a road trip down to Florida because I knew I wanted to move to Florida. And my friend, a good friend of mine from high school, said I could stay with her and her husband and her family, and they were renting a home. And her husband was my mortgage broker. And he told me the things I needed to do: fix my credit, pay down bills, have stuff removed, remove inquiries. I didn't do any of it, which was my responsibility. And they told me in December of 2024 that they decide that they're moving into another house that they're going to purchase. So that left me in shock because I had nowhere else to go. I'm traveling back and forth between New York and Florida to make money out in New York, but purchase a home in Florida. They moved out December 22nd, and my son and myself found ourselves nowhere to go. So my son had to get an Airbnb, and he stayed in there. He was paying that, and it was a rougher part of Florida, which, kind of scared me a little bit. And I told him, I said, Antoine, I'm not going to come back until we can close on a house, because I just don't believe in renting. And spoke to the mortgage broker, and he couldn't do the deal. And my friend found a house, and he had to refer to someone else. Found the house. I'm all excited. They called me, and they said, we can't do it again. We can't do the house. I remember calling Pastor Sherwin when I was in the mall, started crying, and he said, Rhonda, relax. That's probably not the house for you. You got to give it some time. Just be patient. I was devastated, and I don't want to cry, but I was devastated. It was a lot. And, Pastor Sherwin let me know just to be strong and have faith and increase your faith. Don't increase your fear, increase your faith. And I truly believe in tithing and sacrifice. And I said, all right, Pastor Sherwin is correct. He's right. Let me relax. Did everything the mortgage people told me to do. But some of the paperwork I did not have. And I don't know where it was coming from. Oh, Rhonda, do you have this? No, Christine, I don't have it. I don't know what you're talking about. But God always came through towards the end. And it was January when they said, Rhonda, we got a pre-approval for you. I didn't want a house over $400,000 because it's just me and my child. He's a grown man, but it's still me and just my child. Found another house. Went through the paperwork, but at this point in time of doing it, everything seemed like it was taking so long. And I did have suicidal thoughts. So I had suicidal thoughts because it was a lot of pressure. People don't realize what it's like to be not having nowhere to go and nowhere to live. Because when you're living with friends and family, you're homeless. It's not yours. I stayed strong, kept coming to church, and Pastor Sherwin started, I don't remember when it was, but he started a night service, a midnight service. And it was so positive, it was so reassuring, it was so strong. And it gave me strength. Because I know I'm making a sacrifice, but yes, we come to church, we hear. But when I'm home, the bad thoughts, the negative thoughts keep coming back. I don't have nowhere to go, I have nowhere to live. But Pastor Sherman is right there on midnight service. Pick that up, listen to that. and it helped me a lot. Things started progressing, stuff started getting better. And as we're getting closer to the closing and approval, here we go with back. Oh, we can't do this, Rhonda. Oh, we apologize. You have stuff on your credit report that needs to be removed. Now you're gonna tell me? And to me, it seemed like a lot. And they came up with another. They changed the first closing date, and they came up with another closing date. But they never gave me a time. I didn't want to fly back in, but my friend was like, "No, don't worry. You're gonna fly back. You fly back in. You're gonna close." Got to Florida, and I told my son, I said, "Stay praying, because this is." I know everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, you got to pre-approve. You're approved," but they don't know the headache I went through, and they don't know what I'm doing behind closed doors. Got to Florida, and we were supposed to close on February 26th, and the mortgage broker was like, "Did you get a time?" I said, "No, I didn't get a time." She's like, "Don't worry, we're gonna close." Okay. February 26th came, no time, no closing date. They found some glitches in the paperwork. They found some glitches with the taxes. Had to contact my tax people. They had to fix that. And I'm saying, God, I need you to just work this for me. Work it out. You do it for everybody else. You do it for people who aren't praying to you. I know you're going to do it for me. So my son continued praying. I gave him what I had. I fixed what I could. And Christine, all right, you know what? We're going to get an approval now. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. The next day, here we go again. Something else. They want to speak to the creditors. Why is this still on your credit? They sent me a letter saying that it's going to be removed. That was not good enough. The builders did not want to wait. They did not want to wait. They was like, well, if we don't close by the 28th, all bets off, and we're keeping her closing money. I'm here praying, crying, and praying, staying with a friend in their home. The mortgage broker said, "Don't worry about it. You know what? Just give me a second. Let me just reach out to them again." She did whatever she had to do. I'm praying. I'm fasting. I'm praying. I'm fasting almost every week. They said, "All right, we're going to close on the 28th. I said, "Okay." The next morning we woke up, still no time, no nothing. Picked up the Bible, started reading. And here I received a text, I think it was 9 o'clock in the morning. "Oh, be ready by 11. Ready by 11. Jumped up, put on my clothes. I called my son. I said, "Look, I'm going to closing, but stay praying. Don't forget, don't quit. Just stay praying." We got to the mortgage office and signing paperwork. And the lady was like, "Did you have your wire set up?" The wire was not set up. The wire took forever to go through. She was like, "All right, you know what? We'll just complete signing the paperwork, finish, and then the wire will go through." The wire took almost 4 hours to go through. But when I thought I had to put down 30,000, I only had to put down 15. Because I asked God, I said, "Please allow me to put less. Don't let me max out my account." That was a blessing in disguise. So she was like, "You know what? You guys go off and go get something to eat and then come back." I'm nervous. I'm scared. Nothing really happening. And meanwhile, I'm listening to my mortgage broker, but I'm not really hearing her because I'm scared. You're telling me one thing, but I'm seeing another. We went, let's go back to the office, the closing place, and it should be done by then. I'm like, all right. Went back, still nothing. I went outside. And I said, "Can you give me a second? Let me go outside. I just need some fresh air." Sure, nothing, because these people think it's nothing. "Oh, you're fine." We don't know. Went outside, and I started praying. I said, "God, you got to do this for me. Please don't you're not going to bring me all this way to fail me now. And you're a God of his word. Your word cannot go back to you void. So I'm trusting you wholly." I receive a text as I'm sitting outside praying. "Rhonda, come back in." I'm like, "Lord Jesus, please." Oh, congratulations. Here you go. You know, you're closing on your house. We received your wire. It was such a relief. And I signed all my documents. I got balloons because I felt hurt when I saw other people walking out the office with their balloons and their champagne and congratulations, but I'm sitting outside just waiting. So when I walked back in and she said congratulations, that was a big thing for me. And I know that God is alive. I know he's present. I know he's a God of his word. And I want to say also, from the day I stepped in with Temple TTOR, since 2016, the blessings I have received, I could not receive nowhere else. Because I always ask God, send me my house, send me my church house. I went to numerous churches and I fallen asleep, bored, not getting the word, not paying attention. But the way TTOR is and the way they work their church is totally different. And I invite my clients, I'm a beautician, I invite all of my clients. Come, see what it's like, see why I cancel your appointment to come to church. Because I need to be in TTOR. When I fly out to Florida and I come back to New York, I make sure I'm in church. I want to say thank you to Bishop Angelo. I want to say a great thank you to Pastor Sherwin. Thank you so much, Pastor Sherwin, for being here and for listening and always being a positive figure and reassuring me, because we know God is alive. But when you got somebody beating it in your head all the time, you're only going to believe it. So, like I tell people, I don't know about your church. That's your church. I know what my church has done for me. And this is from way back when my parents died to now. And I just want to say thank you, TTOR. Thank you, Pastor Sherwin. Thank you for everything. And I'm so happy I have my home, my house that I live in, that I pay a mortgage for, that I own. Thank you. Thank you again.